Fuck it up like Hammer.
Yeah, that nigga soft as cotton.
He killed that shit though.
Nigga soft as cotton now, man.
Yeah, Hammer killed all them shits, man. My mother used to set up food to watch them fucking videos. She was like 2 hours long.
Hey, real shit.
Then him and Michael Jackson.
I'm gonna tell y'all two things that y'all niggas probably don't know. You wanna know what my first concert was ever?
What?
MC Hammer.
Yeah.
First concert I ever went to. Too legit to quit.
Oh man, they spent bucks to dance on that stage, boy.
Nigga, it was pyrotechnic fire, sparks, and all kind of shit shooting everywhere.
But that money
I'll never get that video out my fucking head.
Hey, bro. Me and my homeboys, we used to go out or whatever, bro. We used to fuck around and pregame at the crib, and we used to put on Hammer. Let's get it started. The video and be drunk as shit and be in there really trying to do the damn dances, bro.
Hey yo. Did you ever hear his raps though? Like listen to his words.
Low key, bro. Hammer was spitting, dog. Low key. Hey, bro, you gotta go back and listen to it though. Real shit.
I'm gonna have to.
Cause I didn't.
You gotta listen to it, bro.
Hey, fool done listen to it. Cause younger man, all we do was dance. We weren't paying attention to shit, bro. Go back and listen to Hammer now. That nigga was talking cash, money, shit, bro.
Hold on 1 second, man.
For real, dog.
What's up, good people? I'm your host, Barry Bondz, and this is the Spoke Talk Podcast. I got my co-host with me, Papp Black. I got Game Beats and Goldie with me, man.
Oh, word? Game Beats?
Yeah, that's your name, brother.
He said he be down.
Thought he was gonna be slipping, huh?
Not me, nigga. Not me.
Word.
Y'all can read the bottom of his screen and decide to call him what you want to call him. I'm calling him.
Hey, yo, look at that shit.
Y'all can decide that if you want. Not me, nigga. I'm calling you nigga. You know, we said we ain't gonna say that. I'm calling you nigga, not me, nigga. No, it won't get me.
Oh, shit.
He tried it.
Hey, yo.
He tried it. He tried it.
Man. Hey, yo, your first shit was Hammer, though? That's crazy. How old was you?
Shit, I had to be about 5, 4 or 5, something like that. Yeah. About 5 or 6. Yeah, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Hammer was it when we was kids.
I tell you, I was in kindergarten.
Yes, he was about 5.
Yeah, about 5, yeah.
Yeah.
That was who Wacky D was in CB4, right?
What?
Wacky D was supposed to be him.
I think they was
he had the same pants on.
Yeah, I think they was poking at Hammer on that shit, Paul.
Hey man, I remember Stephen Paul when he said, hey, turn around and eat that big ass biscuit.
Yeah. They never took a bite of none of them shits neither.
All right, so let's get into this shit, man. All right, so
Hammer was spitting.
I'm gonna start with
Gotta
B.
hear that shit.
I'm gonna start with B, man. What's your definition of love, B? What is love to you?
A combination of respect and loyalty. I don't think you have love without respect. I think the main ingredient is respect.
Okay.
That's what I believe in.
All right. Go.
What is my definition of love?
Only yours.
My definition of love would be having a dynamic with an individual that is not based upon something tangible, based upon the dynamic between you and that person.
Okay. Mr. Brown?
My definition of love is It's an emotional understanding or comprehension that you have in a specific situation.
Okay.
Preferably, I guess, intimate or close figured, like family, shit like that. But it's a feeling based on. It's a mental feeling based on the situation you're in, whoever you let your wall down to, or family members and stuff like that. But it's branched off into many dimensions. It could mean a lot of different things, but it's still emotional.
Okay. My definition would be when you care about somebody as much as you care about yourself. That would be love to me.
Okay.
I think in order for love to be successful, respect has to come first.
You talking about loving someone, or you just talking about love itself?
I'm talking about love in a relationship aspect.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought you were speaking just in general. That's why I tried to generalize it.
Love, like the thing, love.
Yeah, no, I mean with a person. Well, I mean, with the opposite sex, or shit, with the same sex for some people. But yeah, so my answer is simple. I think it's when you care about somebody as much as you care about yourself. So I'll put that there. So where do people go wrong with love? Do people are people's expectations of love are they too high or not high enough? Like why are so many relationships in shambles?
I think you already answered the question by what you just did.
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
What shit? Tell me.
What shit? Tell me. You answered it.
No, you literally just answered the question by asking the question that you asked beforehand. You asked, "What does love mean to each and every one of us?" And we have 4 different answers.
So that's the answer. Everybody's expectation is different.
What people define as love is different from different people. So you may think that love is what you said. Somebody else that you may be dealing with may think love is what they say. So then you don't think that this person loves you because they're not doing or considering love in the same aspect as you do. So basically y'all got 2 different, so y'all loving each other 2 different type of ways.
Right.
All right.
Still love.
All right. So let me ask this. When you start a relationship with somebody, before you get serious with somebody, shouldn't you make sure that y'all are like-minded and what y'all definition and what y'all expectations are, or do you just wing it and find out later?
You can have similarities that are well, let me put it this way. You can be fond of a person and not love them, but you can learn to love them because you're fond of them.
Hey, yo, man, you got to be stopped, yo.
So look, right?
He ain't even catch it. He ain't catch it, fool. Go ahead.
He didn't even catch what happened.
You missed it.
He put his name up on the thing, fool. He put his.
Yeah, I missed that shit. Let me see.
It's
a line. I can't see it now. Whatever he did, it moved him over this way. So now I can't see what his shit say. What he put?
Now, whenever he paused it, his name popped up.
No, when the nigga paused it, his name popped up. That's why we started laughing.
Oh shit!
All right, but I get what you said, but the answer I don't know if that answers the question. Like,
what is the question?
my question is,
yeah, that's another question, not the other.
When you're beginning a relationship with someone, shouldn't you make sure that person is like-minded with you and y'all have kind of the same definition of what love is and what each other's expectations are? Or do you just wing it?
I think people ask the wrong questions.
Huh?
Go ahead, Big.
I said, I think, I guess sometimes you think you're like-minded. I don't know if you have that discussion. You think you're like-minded, but my thing about love and relationships is that through trials and tribulations, you get tested. I think my personal opinion today is that people should date more before relationships for a long period of time. Exclusively, I'm talking about dating. I'm talking about dating, going out and going home to separate places. You know,
right.
not our urban way of dating. You know, our urban way of dating is
play a house.
What happens? We get with a girl, we stay the night. We either start staying the night at her house, or start staying the night at our house, and it becomes a relationship. You're in over time. I think we should date more, my opinion on how I look at it, so that during the dating process, we can go through trials and tribulations and try to get on the same page and see how it lasts. You know what I mean? Because what happens is we jump in these relationships with these, it's like going into business with partners and you don't know what they stand for. You don't really know how they handle business. And then you're already in the business. It's already formed and it's like, boom. Oh, by the way, I don't pay for my half or whatever. No, I'm not talking about money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're straight.
That's my thing. Like, I just think dating needs to be implemented more because when I was young, I can't say for all y'all, but from my neighborhood, where we grew up at, urban neighborhood, the dating was short. You know, we date someone, she's staying with you, you start staying with her, that's your girl. And some brothers ended up with kids after that because y'all young, you having sex. Now you got a family, you have a child with a person and you find out you don't even know them like that, you know? And then
that's a good point.
Going separate ways. So I think dating should be implemented and then maybe love could grow from that. And long period of dating too. You know, long period. I think sometimes we stay I'm gonna shorten my thing. I think sometimes, right, growing up, either one, like you might stay the night over her house, she might stay the night over your house. At some point, one is staying the night over so nobody else won't come stay the night. I mean, it really be some mental shit like that. And then we end up in a relationship. I mean,
don't be love, they just be
It'd be what's the word?
Like I said,
it'd be possessive.
We see all these relationships pop up and they split. And sometimes it don't even be the man or the woman fault. Y'all just two people who really don't know each other. You know what I mean? Y'all only know the basics, sex, being in the house together, but as soon as real life kicks in, you can't make a decision. You know, you find out that this person likes to party and you don't. Now you looking at them, or the vice versa. You like to party and y'all looking at each other crazy. I just think dating needs to be
right.
I don't know if that should have been your question.
No. That was a good answer. What about you? What about you, Go?
I actually agree with what Bondz said 100%. I think that dating people should date more and longer, just equivalent to what he said. I think what ends up happening is women, not all, but some women feel like that they're on a time basis, and after a certain time frame, they feel like, okay, well, you need to commit or you need to do this. So I think we are rushed sometimes by women to be in relationships that we don't have the capability to properly date them. And then also when it comes to dating once sex gets involved, that's when everything kind of goes to shit, because now at that particular point, if you have sex with, with a woman, she feels like that you should be the only person that she should be dealing with. And it also clouds the situation. But I think in regards to the first question that you asked in regards to making sure that you're on the same path as the other person, I think people ask the wrong questions when getting to know each other. Like, folks are so quick to ask what somebody's favorite color is and what movie that they want to watch, versus asking them, about the way that they, conduct paying their bills, or, you know what I'm saying, your household. Who do you live with? You know what I'm saying? Can you
Bitch,
take
what's your credit score?
What's your credit score? Yeah, shit like that.
You feel me?
Yeah, and some people may think that them type of questions are personal, but shit, if you're trying to get to know somebody, you're trying to date a person, shit, you got to know personal shit. So I need to know what your credit score is. I need to know if you pay your bills, or I need to know that those dynamics. So I think the questions that are asked, if there's any asked, to try to get on the same accord, I think are the wrong questions.
I got you. So, all right. So, Fool, how about you, man? Same question.
So when I said bitch, that was universal. That meant for women and men's. Just throw that out there. But check it out.
Niggas is bitches too.
Yo. Pan-Ananas and all of them. All right.
You need me to read
one more time? Yeah. Please read it.
Okay.
I'll say it again for me so I can make sure I get on my shit.
No, so I was saying that when you start in a relationship with somebody, isn't that the time to figure out if your definition of love and your expectations are in the same vein, or do you just wing it? Yeah, or do you just wing it?
Well, when you start a relationship with somebody, I think the reason you start a relationship with somebody is because you trust them, kind of, sort of, to some degree. Not necessarily love yet. Then their loyalty, Barry shit, because he made a good point. Their loyalty to you kind of makes it a lot easier for you to learn to love them, maybe sooner than you normally would, depending on your lifestyle. When they're loyal to you and they do compatible shit or the things that you like them to do, it's easy to love them. And then at that point, when you love them, you've already integrated loyalty, respect, and y'all got good chemistry. I think that's the only time, and I'm only talking from a man's perspective, is when a man decides to call how he feels for that person or that woman love. And then to me, that's when the mental aspect of me allowing myself to care about somebody where I can call it love occurs. So the relationship.
So basically what all three of y'all are saying is don't wing it. I agree. Don't wing it.
I think growing pains.
I think it's a balance.
I think growing pains, man. Like we get with, like, people get with people and they grow. And I think that comes with that conversation, like, go ahead. Hey, not what's your color, what's your plans?
Yeah.
And it's okay if you're not compatible. It's okay. You saving each other. Not just, you know what I mean? It's okay. What's your plans? Well, this and that. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is.
I think that people pay too much attention to what the other person says and not what they do. I think that's part of it. Like some people take a person's word, motherfucker. Oh yeah, you my person, and I'm gonna be with you, and all of this, and yeah, I believe in this, and yeah, I believe in that. But they do the total opposite. But because they said it, you know what I mean, a motherfucker go with that instead of believing their own fucking eyes and ears. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you watch a person, when you observe a person, you know what I'm saying, you actually get to see who you dealing with. as opposed to what they saying. Because we all know when we first meet them, when we first meet a motherfucker, we are talking to the representatives, and you could be talking to the representatives for about a year.
I generally say 6 months. 6 months is the honeymoon stage.
Right. I would just say in some cases it could be that long. Like it take time for a motherfucker to fart in front of you or do
shit like that.
You gotta learn. You gotta
shit like that.
Yeah, take a shit at your house. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
No, that's why
literally.
That's why I said dating is important. But the hard part about dating is that people don't trust people. So you know, it's important, but you know how many women like they'll date, they'll date a guy and they'll have their own place. It'll be a couple months, y'all ready to move in. You like
that's what I was saying, B, when I was talking about women trying to rush the situation.
Like and I said that's that part of that urban folk thing where like back in the day when we was kids. I mean, young teenagers and going in the early 20s, like, you start staying with your boyfriend. A lot of times we just stay because we don't want nobody, we think somebody else gonna lay there or vice versa. Yeah. She staying at your house because she like, this nigga to put it on me. I know, like being real, like, or vice versa. He's saying like, yo, she done did this. I don't want nobody else in this spot. And then what happens is we smother. Now we want space or she wants space. And I just think that's where the shit blow up at, man.
So
go ahead, bro.
So at some point, with some relationships, it don't even be about love; it be about being possessive. That's what you're saying, B?
Yeah.
Am I getting that right?
I agree, 100%.
I believe the world's so fast, especially today. I mean, like literally, the nigga that a woman dated when she was 15 can be in her inbox. A nigga could live she could be in Jersey. The nigga could live in Cali. This shit is different now. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Nigga had to write a letter or something like that. Or something like that. Bump into him at a funeral or something. Now, literally at the push of a button. And I think the other thing about it is that people don't. The real problem with the dating and the relationship shit is that a lot of people don't know they self. These relationships.
That's the one.
They figure
that is the one.
Sometimes they think they one way until they get in, and they're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? It's a lot to live with a woman or a woman live with a man. It's a lot. You have to give up a lot of yourself to be with someone.
You don't have to.
Right. Well, you don't have to, but then
compromise. I think compromise.
That's what I'm saying. You have to give up something. You don't give up a lot. You have to give up something.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even if you got to give up, like, damn, man, I got to go home. Like, you got to give up something. You're not used to going home and shit. You got to give up something. Whatever it is, somewhere. I don't know what it is. I guess everybody's relationship different.
Yeah, I was
give up something
different, but
some type of compromise. You got a woman. You might say, hey, man.
No, hey, listen.
I can't go out every night this week, or say with her, man. I can't. I got to give up. I got to give up going out to the club or something like that on certain nights because my man don't like that. You got to give up something. But I think that a lot of people fall in love with potential. Like they fall in love with the idea of what the other person can be instead of what they are. You know what I'm saying? And I think that be a big part of it too, because I think in order to have a successful relationship, you have to accept the person for who they are. You know what I'm saying? And once you accept, if something about them upsets you, I don't think that's the person you should be with. If they do something that you can't get down with, I don't think you should just take it until you can't take it no more. Because then you're just gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody tell you who they are, believe them. You know what I'm saying? And you find out who they are by observing. It's not necessarily telling a motherfucker like, yo, I don't like this, I don't like that. It's about observing that shit, knowing what you could take, and then being like, you know what, either this situation is for me or not for me. Well, let me ask
that's the problem now.
Dating gives y'all give you an escape route, right? in some form.
Yeah,
Depending on,
bro. I'm sorry.
How far you go?
The dating part.
Depending how far you go, he right. Depending how far you go.
I agree with the
Some
whole
niggas,
dating part.
So some people date different. I'm talking about strictly.
Yeah.
You live here, I live here. My phone's in my name.
Bro,
your phone's in your name. My bills are this.
Once you live,
we meet up in the middle and go back.
Once you cohabitating with somebody, it's no longer dating. That's a relationship. That like agree. I agree with that 100%. Be like motherfuckers should date longer to actually find out who they dealing with. Yeah. Before they commit to all right, I'm gonna be in this, because you waste a lot of time going through people when you're doing it the opposite way. You waste a lot of time getting duds. You know what I mean? I'd rather be alone.
I heard a woman say I don't know how old she. I don't know how old she said, "Yo, man, a guy where I'm at in my life, a guy should know in 4 months if we get married or not."
Going back to what I said earlier, it's in regards to women trying to rush the situation.
Okay,
right, and that's the same. Go ahead, fool. I'm sorry. Go ahead, fool. Go ahead.
I did read this passage. I call it a passage because I didn't agree with it at the time, but I was listening to it. Sometimes I open up to certain different shit sometimes. But basically, dude was saying like, listen, if you wanted to be married to somebody, then you would marry them and then get to know them. Now, it sounds weird to me.
That shit sound weird to me too.
Yeah, because your understanding and the understanding of a lot of us that we have when people get married is that person has earned, or you both have earned, the specific love that it takes to go further and get married. But what this gentleman was saying, I can't remember his name, and I'm not even mad at that. He was saying it's a business in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So you find a person that's compatible to the business aspect of being married.
Mm-hmm.
You should marry that person, get to know each other, versus dating them and then ending up realizing that person kind of ruined whatever it was that you wanted to have on your business aspect of, or your business side of it. And I was like, well, damn, why the fuck I'm gonna marry somebody I don't know? They might just chop my shit off in the middle of sleep, one Viagra night or something like that. But it wasn't about love. That was about marriage.
And
so
that
it was weird to hear.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something. The concept of where that was going makes sense to a certain extent. The way that it was worded is what makes that off. Because I'll say this. I feel personally that love should not be the foundation of your marriage. Love should actually be an offspring of your marriage. Because one thing about love is an emotion. And with love being an emotion, emotions can change based off of circumstances and different aspects. That's a foundation is something that's going to be strong and it's going to be able to, sustain and stand up to whatever weather you're going through. Like I said, that's why the foundation is the strongest part of the house, because if it rains, if it storms, whatever happens to it, the foundation is not going anywhere. So if you are building it off of kind of what you were saying, fool, like if it's based off of the business aspect of it, hey, me and this particular person, we work from a business standpoint. We both understand what we're trying to accomplish.
We should create a union.
Yeah, we need to create a union based off of that. But the fact that them saying not knowing somebody and marrying them is where I kind of didn't agree with. But like I said, the portion of what he was saying.
Was me. That was me. Like, I gotta know something about a mug. Just putting $2 million together, $1 million together, so you can make $1 billion. It don't register to a person that ain't used to that. You got to be in that specific type of situation or that crowd. It's almost like a celebrity. They don't marry civilians. They marry, or they fuck with celebrities because they already in a bracket, business wise. So they don't go and just meet a square off the street. They don't got a penny in his pocket, like Tiger Woods. But that's just the weirdest part about it was that I still understood where he was coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people out there that they get married, they love their wife, they got a side piece they love. Because of the respect aspect of it. That's what I believe. So whatever that person does for them, I care about them too. The Ray Charles movie. He loved his side piece, but you know, his wife was the only one that he would, you know. That's why love got too many avenues. It's so many ways you can just dip around the corner on a skateboard with
And
love.
that's why love doesn't automatically come with respect and loyalty. Love is its own thing. Loyalty and respect are two different intangibles. I would say
they call love a spell for a reason.
And but hold up, Gold. But back to what y'all was saying about what old boy said about marrying on a business aspect. That sounds like a recipe to divorce for me, because bro,
once you get what you get, you know, that's what else is there to get?
Yeah, like once that motherfucker starts sleeping in your bed and she fucking cutting you with her toenails and shit, or like she ain't this, she ain't that, or she could be, but I think that's gambling. That's a gamble right there.
It's crazy because when a person decides, matter of fact, fuck the answer. When a motherfucker loves somebody, they'll marry the person that don't love them back. The person will get married with them because it's a great thing, and everybody like, oh, you getting married. It's a show shit for them. And the person that's trying to marry that person might love them, and then get treated bad because you embracing love in your views. I love this person, not because this person is a good person, because she bad. She's still fucking with me. You don't even know she got a whole stable.
Or just because they just don't want to lose the other person. Some people get married just because the other person, like, yo, if we ain't married by this time, then I'm gonna move on.
Married off possession. What you were saying earlier.
Right. So
love is a dirty word. It's dirty.
No,
it's nowhere close to Jesus.
It's only dirty if you make it dirty.
Absolutely. Because
if you
love can be a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's so many avenues to it that it's almost it's not a. I've seen more negative ways, and the positive ways are always the same shit. I love my moms. I love my family. I love my homies. I love my homegirls. My niggas I went to school with. But there's a limit to the love at some point. When you get into a relationship with a motherfucker and then you say you love them, you could be saying you love them, but you still don't trust them.
Right. Love is a totally different thing.
And it's crazy.
So it would. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. So it would make sense to, if you're going to get married, to marry somebody that you love, that you feel like loves you, that you respect, and that you feel like that respect is reciprocated, that you're loyal to, and that you feel like that loyalty is reciprocated, and that way is not just based on just you love it. You can love the wrong motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're not getting the other things, you understand what I'm saying? So it would make sense to make sure that you and that person are on the same page as far as love, respect, loyalty, and whatever else come along with being successful. I think if you just marry somebody because you love them, that you can love a motherfucker and that same motherfucker beat your ass, and you still love them after the ass whooping.
Exactly. So that's why. Yeah, but that's going back to what we're talking about foundation wise. So going back to what Fu was saying, getting married off of the basis of love. Love, like I said, as they say, it's a spell. It's a spell because spells can be casted in a good way or in a bad way. So with people having different ways and different things of that, and like I said, that feeling can change. So you're on an actual foundation that's not stable. It's uneven. You get what I'm saying?
Agree. I agree.
So when you say
love shouldn't be the only thing.
Right. Well, there's no such thing as anything being the only thing. It's what's the foundation of it. So I think more or less of what you were saying, it kind of goes back to respect.
Yeah, respect is always more important than love to me.
Right, exactly. So I think respect, because with what you were saying the love, the respect, the understanding, and all of that. So you added multiple aspects to it. You get what I'm saying?
I think that's what creates the success in it. If you're just doing it based off that you love the motherfucker, like I said, you can love a motherfucker and they beat the shit out you and you still love them. That don't mean you're not getting the respect. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to your first question or second question, when you said like, do you have the conversation in the beginning of a relationship? Remember you said that? Did you say something like that?
Mm-hmm. So he said what type of conversations do you have in the beginning of a relationship?
No, not conversations. The question was when you're dating,
getting to know.
When you're getting to know somebody, shouldn't you make sure that y'all are like-minded? So you make sure that y'all are like-minded.
You said something about conversation.
Maybe
that's one way of getting to know if you're like-minded, right?
That's what you were saying, Game. You're saying make sure that you're like-minded on the same page.
Right, but it don't just have to be conversation. It could just be from watching a motherfucker too. So it's conversation and observation. But so go ahead, B.
I don't think there's no way to tell in a short period of time if someone's the right one.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
A short period of time.
I just think it takes time, man. I think it's as bad as I want to. You know what I mean? Everybody is good when things are great.
Hey, bro, motherfuckers tell me, like, damn, your wife crazy. She waited 11 years to get married. She waited for you 11 years.
Half the people that say that aren't married.
Like, yo.
Yeah, and it's mostly women. Mostly women that use that fucking shit.
My point is though, I think
women.
I think that relationships are built from the trials and tribulations. So everybody is good when everything is great. It's almost sometimes it's a bad thing. Because you don't know what happens until you go through something. You know what I mean? And this person, if you're doing great, sometimes a person can align with you and you'll think that they're on the same page as you until you get to that bump in the road. And then they gotta get back and say, oh man, I'm not with this shit. And the whole time you thinking y'all making moves and all this, and it can be vice versa, man or woman. You could ride off that person's energy. So I say that, extending the friendship, the dating, whatever, I think that's really what it is. Because if you don't know,
you know what the bump in the road be? You ain't ready to love them the way they love you.
Or vice versa. For some people.
Yeah, it's a universal concept, but it's when a person when the person love you and they done opened up and you ain't there yet, that be the bump in the road.
Yeah, because it throws the vibe off, because then what happens at that point, the affection and love that they was giving you, when they start feeling it's not reciprocated, they're going to start pulling back on the reins. And once they start pulling back on the reins, they're going to start acting different. And then when they start acting different, then it's a domino effect to that.
So my question is, why get if it's what you just said, if it gets like that where this motherfucker love you more than you love them, and you ain't, and now it's killing the vibe. Why marry that person?
Well, we try to
if you're not there.
Yeah,
we try to satisfy needs with pressure. That pressure.
Say that again, B.
Pressure.
The pressure. A lot of times we doing it just to say it's done. I've been here this long. I might as well do it.
You do it to satisfy the other person's pressure. Because at the end of the day, it goes back to possession. I
don't think that's
where
healthy.
most of us as men, right? Where most of us as men fail is we want to have possession of that woman. That's where we fail at, because a woman would tell you. Right. But I'm not talking about the women right now. I'm talking about us because I'm giving us game right now. It'll be at a situation where a woman, because women are the ones that normally are the ones that try to, push or rush the relationship in this particular situation. So a woman will tell you that, okay, well, we've been together for 6 months. So if you don't commit to me, I'm leaving. And what a man's going to do is, well, damn, I don't want to leave.
That sound Caucasian.
because their pussy's good, or I don't want to leave because she does this and does that for me. But at the end of the day, in your mind, you've already said that you're not ready to go to that next step. So like what Bondz said, what you end up doing is you end up, well, let me go ahead and do this to shut her up because I don't want her to leave. And now you done force yourself into a relationship on her time because you're scared to let that person go.
Hey, bro, and he's 100% right about that because I know bad niggas that got married that did not want to get married, did not want to do it, but they did it because the pressure was on and they was like, fuck it. But
let me drop
but them saying,
nobody likes being alone, gang.
Hold up.
Some people don't.
Well, yeah, and you don't have to be alone to not be. You don't have to be alone. It's just that person might not be for you because the people I know who actually did that, they not happy in their relationships, man. They get the police called on them. They get their phones going through.
Arrested.
They get their cars reported stolen.
What I'm saying is, of course, no, you don't have to be like that. But the problem is nobody wants to be alone, so they stay in shit that is unhealthy and not right. They don't want to be alone. They don't have they don't have the patience or the heart to say, I'm gonna let this go and wait for the right person. They don't have it.
Because why you gotta be alone? Because you're not with this motherfucker.
No,
gang, we have a different mindset. Yeah, but
I'm just telling you how people think.
He's
like,
talking about
man, I don't want
people in general.
They don't want to.
I got you.
I'm gonna say this, and this ain't no woman bashing thing, but women are a prime example of that, man. Women go from one man to the next just because they don't want to be lonely. They go from bad to worse, and it don't even it ain't even sometimes that they trying to be malicious. They just don't want to be alone.
Correct. So when it's a man,
end up with they don't have it to just say, "Yo, I'm just going to take care of me for once."
So when it's a man got the same option. That's what I'm saying. I was talking about the niggas that
men do the same thing.
No, I got you. But what I'm saying is, why marry the motherfucker if they putting that type of pressure on you? I don't think you should even marry a motherfucker that's pressuring you to marry him.
They don't want them to leave.
I don't know which one of y'all said this, but they don't want to lose what that person has
bringing to them.
The vagina, the money, the fact that she folds his clothes, or
or the fact that he's staying at her place, or the fact that she's helping with his bill. Like it's something. Like the thing about it is that person is providing something to that man that's making him not want to lose her, whatever it is. And that's the mistake that most men make. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. And that's why they end up getting pressured into either A, being in a relationship, B, getting pressured into getting married, because they know, damn, if I don't do this, then she's going to leave. And then some other nigga's going to have her. You so focused on what somebody else is going to have versus going back to what Bondz said in the initial portion of it. A lot of people don't have self together. And when you don't have self together, it's going to be more reluctant to you to actually compromise that because somebody else is providing you something.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, because I would rather be alone than to be with somebody that's taking me through some bullshit, bro. Like, because alone only lasts for a few minutes to a player like me. You see the name up there. I'm not motherfucking sitting around. I'm not sitting around. I'm not sitting around waiting for somebody to be the way I want. Nah, fuck that, bro.
Gang.
You talking about the 85%.
But what I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. I get you because 9 times out of 10, me and you on the same type of wavelength. But what I'm saying is the mindset of most other men don't have that, bro.
No, I'm not saying y'all wrong about that. I'm not saying y'all wrong about that. I'm saying I don't understand why do that
because
you don't fucking have to. You don't have to fucking do that.
We're not going to understand that because that's not how our mind works. Because at the end of the day, like you said, when you got a certain type of persona to you, I'm going to be more reluctant to let a female walk because I know shit, I can go out here and get another one just as bad. But you don't have a lot of men that's like that. They think that person that they got right there, that's that person's everything. Or, man, I may not never get a female that looks this good. Or I may not never get a female that folds my clothes up. Or I may not ever have a female that takes care of this and that, bro.
I'm glad you said what you just said. Because I think niggas put too much emphasis on having a bad bitch, bro. Like, yo, I don't want no bad bitch.
Because it's a bill.
I want a beautiful woman. You know what I mean?
That's a whole nother bill.
I don't want no bad bitch, man. Y'all can keep them bad bitches. Them bad bitches need to be seen. You never own, they never yours. You understand what I'm saying? They always looking for the next best thing. I'm good on the bad bitch, bro. I want a beautiful woman.
I got the next question when y'all ready.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Fool, I'm gonna start with Fool. Start this. My square goes like that. Fool, what do you think about getting married young? What's your view on that? Like, how do you?
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it because, like we all agreed on, you ain't gonna just be all right with being with somebody that you don't know that well. Now, when you're young, to your question, when you're young, you're not necessarily thinking about all of the correct things that you might need moving forward in a relationship. So say for instance, if you bump into somebody and y'all did 8th grade to 12th grade and y'all about to go to college and shit, and then she don't go to the college you go to, and it tests your relationship. Marrying a person young will leave open a window at some point where you didn't realize that this person was not for you. You could possibly love the person, you could have children with the person because y'all got married, but that person might still have a different thought process when they get to a certain age because they might feel like they missed out on some shit.
That always happens. Yeah, you're right.
Right, you feel me? And then you not thinking that way because you was like, all right, boom, I wanted to marry this person. And we all have a specific understanding of getting married. That's your wife. You get to do certain things. Nobody never go and buy the house with the wife and be like, yo, where's born? Let's go here. The business aspect of it don't come into it when you're young. You just want the woman. And to keep her because of, whatever relationship you got with her, you think that marriage is the solution to keep her. And then that's the young mentality. When we was all dating or just, having a girlfriend at a young age, it made more sense why we broke up with them motherfuckers and just started dating somebody else than it did to keep them. Because we didn't want to sit there and try to figure out why she be mad or some of the things that I did wrong. We don't want to admit nothing. We young. We ain't doing it, the adult way. So if you decide to marry a motherfucker when you young, you can expect all those mistakes in the middle of the marriage, which when you get to a certain age and things start to change, you're gonna be like, man, why am I doing this? But it's just a young decision, and I don't agree. I would never tell my kids, because the American way, you get married young, you start the family, picket fence, dog, and all that shit. I would tell my sons to make sure that you understand what you're getting into before you make that decision, and actually, don't let your emotions carry you into some deadlock shit where you're successful and this person can just be like, all right, well, you know what? I'm about to Kelly Clarkson you. You know what I mean? Fuck it. If you don't want to do the shit that I want you to do, and I can't be the way I want to be in the middle of y'all 5-year relationship in the marriage, now you worth millions. Now they targeting your assets to try to hurt you because they want to win out on whatever the fuck they feel. That's why it's so scary to get married at a young age. You don't know what you're going to come into. You don't know if the person is fully obligated. They just with you because you asked. And they doing it for most of the time the wrong reason, because you're young and you don't understand what it is to be an adult and have a wife. Most of the motherfuckers that do try to get married for show. They don't know nothing about being a husband nor a wife. Then, they don't have examples at home.
I think they need to change the laws on it. I think they need to change the rules on it. You know what I mean? They need to update.
I agree.
Update everything because of media and everything. I think it's too fast. Yeah. I think it should be like it should be like a 3 to 5 year window where you can get out clean. Y'all go.
Yeah, because annulment is what? Annulment is what? Month?
10. Oh, you talking about annulment? Yeah, 90 days.
Yeah, 90 days. 90 days.
I'm talking about like 3 to 5 years where you can just go your separate ways, unless you have children. Then y'all got to figure that out. But just on some marriage, I think because the world's too fast. I mean, like I said, down in the DM, man. What about you, Game? What you think, man?
No, I wouldn't advise anybody to get married young, because let's just say you're 21, 22, 23. By the time you're 30, you're not the same person you was when you was 23 or 21 years old. You still growing into yourself. So not only are you still growing into yourself, you asking this other person to take that journey with you. You could become a whole different person, and vice versa on both sides. The woman ain't gonna be the same person from 23 to 30 either, and she don't know herself. So I wouldn't advise nobody to do that. There are occasions where that works, but for the most part, it don't. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, the ones that do stay together, it'd be a lot of turmoil. So I wouldn't advise.
Keep them together. Kids to keep them together.
I wouldn't advise nobody to get married young, because I just don't think you know yourself well enough to do it. I think mid-30s or somewhere after 30 is a good time. Is a time where you could be ready to do it. I don't know if you'll have the person yet, but at that age, you're a little more of who you're gonna be for the rest of your life, and also you're a little more established. If you're 21, 22, if you went to college, you just getting out of college, you ain't into your career yet. If you don't go to college, you're not into your career yet. You don't have a house yet. You understand what I'm saying? You're not who you're gonna be yet.
My homeboy in Atlanta married his wife at 18. I didn't mean to cut you off, Game. I just wanted to throw this out there real quick. He married at 18. She had a wedding that cost more than his student loans, and he was going to be a doctor. Like, people don't be having no care about what they want when they want it. They just want it. All right, cool. I want to get married. We young.
They want the wedding, don't want the marriage.
They don't want the marriage. They don't want the, as soon as you ask them where the supper at.
They want the marriage.
Yeah. I'm telling you. You go in the house, you be like, all right, cool. Where the supper at?
What about you, Go?
Well, before I go into that, yeah, I mean that most people want the wedding, they don't want the marriage, because the thing about it is some people are self oriented or have a selfish mindset. So the fact of a wedding is the day that the attention is exclusively on the woman. As they say, it is the woman's day. This is her day where she has on the white dress. Everybody has to pay attention to her. She is the one that's getting all the attention. And a lot of women, as little girls, that's their dream. Their dream, like, you can talk to them, their dream is to get married, is to have a wedding, their wedding day. Like, they dream about this. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are trying to get to that point quicker. You know what I'm saying? Because they want that bad, because they want attention. They want undivided attention. And if that's the day that they're going to get it, that's where they want to get to. I just wanted to say that to what Fu was talking about. But I mean, that's just real talk. I mean, it is what it
Right,
is.
right. Facts.
But I think that answer to that question, B, I think it varies for men and women, in my personal opinion. The first thing is going off of what we always say. You do not get in a relationship or marry off of potential. If you're getting married while you're young, you're getting married off of potential because neither one of the parties have got to their stride yet. Like Game said, you don't know who you are yet. And in order for you to be able to tell somebody what you want out of a partner, you have to know who you are first. You haven't got to that point yet. You haven't lived yet. So there's going to be things that you are going to have to get to, and you're continuing to grow. And most of the time when people get divorces, they grow out of, they grow out of each other. You know what I'm saying? This particular point, this thing happens with them. This happens with the other one. From a man's standpoint, I think that they need to be in their career or what they're doing, because you can't really have a successful marriage if you haven't got your foundation set, because the woman generally is going to be coming to you. So she's coming to you with an expectation of, you know what I'm saying, being prepared to hold down a household. Because the reality of it is, you hear people say that yeah, we're going to get together, we're going to build together. That build together shit's a fucking lie. You as a man, you have to have your shit in order. And then at that particular point, you have the capability of being able to provide or to be able to do that for whoever it's going to be. From a woman's standpoint,
yes.
Yeah. From a woman's standpoint, they can get married younger, because if they get married to an older man, which most of the time they do, that man's already established. He already has everything that he needs and has everything set. So he has the decision of how he wants his marriage to be, where he can actually groom, or he can actually have a woman that can grow into what he wants to, because he's in a position to be able to mold him. So I think it varies from men to women. Silly.
Hey, yo, Russell.
I fixed that mailbox, so I know it'd be messed with.
On the Kelly Clarkson update, when things go wrong update, Kelly Clarkson settled divorce on Brandon Blackstock for 1.3 plus. She has to pay $45,000 a month in child support.
That's when things go right.
And he only get the
things go wrong on her.
1 weekend a month, bro. So he get to go on ahead and he still get paid. Like
$45,000 a month.
Like what the fuck was the judge on, right? Who their lawyers was.
God damn, yo.
Nah, but yo,
that happened like that be different.
Bro, that coincides. That coincides with everything we talking about right now, bro. They got married, and it wasn't it, bro. Like that shit's supposed to be forever. So if you going into it with the mindset that you can get out of it, then you already failed. You already
That's the
failed.
reason why they marry successful people. Or
you
motherfuckers
failed,
like a successful motherfucker marry a successful motherfucker because they can afford to get out of it. If motherfucker told you got married and you was 18 and you ain't had no fucking money, and they told you, all right, cool. But she taking the rest of your checks for the next 12 years, you're going to be like, all right, well, cool, I ain't going to do it.
But even when two successful people marry each other, one person is more successful than the other. And that's the person
they should understand that shit.
And that's the person that's going to pay the price. Like, yo, if you go into it with the mindset that you can get out of it, it's going to fail. And you're going to get out of it.
Or if you go into it with the mindset that if you leave, that you're going to get alimony, child support, and get spousal support. And like I said, most of the time it's the woman that ends up getting that.
Yeah,
then you already have an expect that that's the hustle. So this is my thing. Let me ask y'all a question. With certain laws, there's certain laws that you may be more likely to commit than others. And the reason behind that is because of the penalty of those laws, right? If I run this stop sign and I get caught, what am I going to get? A fine, a ticket, may have to pay, something. I got to go to driving school, something of that nature. So when you get to that stop sign, you might be more reluctant to run that stop sign, right? Now, when it comes to murder and there's life behind it, you're not going to be too quick to do that because of what the penalty is. So
no, that's a fact.
Right. So it should be the same thing when you're going into marriage. Going back to what you just said, Game, if you're looking at it as an expectation of forever, that you're going to be with this person forever, you're not going to be too quick to jump into this situation like that if that's your expectation.
Or you won't be too able to jump out of it either.
And this is getting to what I'm talking about.
Because that gate is always open, and that's crazy.
Right. So that's what I'm getting to, Game, what you just said. So if the penalty for divorce was more severe on both parties, I think either A, more people wouldn't be getting married, or B, there would be less divorce.
That's exactly what would happen. It would be both. Less people would be getting married, and there would be less divorce because people would be only doing it if they actually explain. I didn't go into marriage like, well, shit, man, if this shit work, it work. If it don't, it don't. Nah, I went into it knowing, first of all, I knew my wife very well before we got married.
And why is that, Gang?
Because we was together
for how long?
Very long. 11 years.
So you know who your wife is.
I seen her in every situation, and she seen me, and she seen me in every situation. I know me, and I know her.
I just want to throw that out there.
Right.
Continue.
So us being together 11 years already, I know what I had. She knows what she has. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if it was something that I felt like I couldn't deal with for the rest of my life, I wouldn't have been with her for 11 fucking years, for one. And for two, I went into it knowing that I could, because we had already established what we like. Yo, nothing changed the next day. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing changed the day after my wedding. It was the same two people. She is the same woman before the marriage, after the marriage, and I'm the same man. I mean, maybe we've grown in certain ways, but
that's inevitable. People are always going to grow.
Right. Maybe we've grown in certain ways, but we have an understanding and a love for each other that I don't give a fuck what we go through, which ain't much. Like our shit is simple, bro. Our shit is simple, easy. There's no disrespect.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, there's no disrespect. There's no
only way I would have it.
Right.
It's supposed to be simple.
It's like even our disagreements are like the most polite disagreements in the fucking world, because we have equal and mutual respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't have had it no other way. That's why I was saying earlier, like, yo, why even do that shit if just because somebody pressuring you? Like, nigga, it's supposed to be forever. So until death do us part, nothing is forever.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be till death do us part. So if you ain't ready, if this not the last person you ready to wake up to for reasons other than sex, then it's not a good idea. I don't care how old you are.
But you know what would explain it? Would you explain the dynamic of your marriage from the beginning? You want to know the one thing that was consistent every time you talked about it? It was respect. So this goes back to So this goes back to what the first question that you asked. So the foundation of your marriage is not based off of love. Love is in it, but it's based off of respect. So respect is a foundation that is strong enough to be able to hold a marriage together. Because at the end of the day, if I know that you're not going to disrespect me and I'm not going to disrespect you, all the other
then
shit
I
we
love
can figure
you.
out.
Then I love you.
But it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
Because love doesn't always equate to respect.
A lot of people think that pressure and that pain is love.
God bless them.
No, I'm saying that's why they jump in the relationship. They think that if you ain't giving them no pressure or no pain, you don't love them. It's kind of weird shit, but
that's because there's so many avenues.
And going off of that, let's ramp it up a little bit and talk about how you say again, how guys, what you were saying in the meeting, how guys
they
won't
yeah. So yeah, so look,
that kind of with the pain. That kind of goes with the pain.
Hey, fool. So
I know fool got something for this.
Nigga be with a chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she cuss about, put him out every now and then. You know what I mean? Calls the police on the nigga, do all types of fuck shit to this nigga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he end up having to call the police on her. She done assaulted this nigga, right? They still stay together. Soon as the nigga go through the phone and see she been fucking with other niggas, the relationship is over. This shit should have been over. The first time she put her hands on you, it should have been over. The first time she disrespected you, it should have been over.
Well, the first time you tried to put your hands on her, it should have been over.
It should have been over.
It should have been over.
Right. You go through all of that with it. Everything else was cool.
Some people.
The cheating part was so bad. Go ahead.
Some people get into situations where, you know, I get in a situation. This is before I even decided to even think about trying to marry somebody. I come in with the kill switch. Some motherfuckers still got to order that shit from Amazon. It's a lot of it's a gang of motherfuckers out there that go in there without a kill switch, and they don't have the limit. Okay, please, of respect. There's a specific disrespect. I'm gonna name three type of motherfuckers. The motherfucker that come into the house when you invite him over and he observe everything in it, including your fucking daughters and shit like that. You got the motherfucker that come over there just for supper and gifts. You got the motherfucker that come over there to get away from the shit he got going on. I mean, it's self-explanatory in my opinion. It's fucking, you start dealing with a person because of what they can do for you. You get it too deep into the rabbit hole. And once you end up stuck, like say for instance, you done left your apartment and shit and moved in. Now you're assed out. So
right,
you gotta have a kill switch.
So fool, why go through all of that with the motherfucker and then go through the phone and see some shit you don't like and then leave?
Right. Because that's the only thing that can break that shit up.
But bro, you still in the same situation. You done left your apartment. You done did all that. You in the same exact situation. So why is that? I mean, I'm not saying
I got the answer.
I'm not saying that shouldn't be the end of it. But why did it take all the way up to that? It was 1,000 red flags in front of you.
He just know why?
He ain't ordered
because of the way niggas be. Motherfucker, yeah, he ain't get the kill switch. But bro, when I would like to reiterate, there's so many avenues of love. The way people be loving motherfuckers, it be for the worst thing in the world, but that's what they consider love. And motherfuckers get into a relationship with somebody and go through all of that shit. One thing that could break it off is the one thing they could prove, and that's when they find out some shit they don't know, or if she had sex, or if he went through the phone. When the only deal breaker for a nigga without a kill switch is proof. Pretty much it.
Go ahead,
you can't prove shit in the argument, but when you see some shit, then you know that that's happening. Oh yeah, that means that if you lay down with him, you suck his dang. You suck his dang. Then you probably let him hit you. Whatever you could think of.
Right. So the pussy is more important
than toothbrush.
The pussy is more important than respect, man. Come on, man.
You get to the point where you start to visualize so many things that could have possibly occurred. So that's when the deal breaker. Sex is the main. Your woman dealing with another guy. Being able to prove it is the one thing, but then all the shit that start coming in your head after it.
Nah, before, you know, before. That should be a deal breaker. First of all, I don't condone this phone searching shit. But if you find out concrete proof that shit, nigga, if you just feel like your girl cheating on you. I'm not
that uncomfortable. You should get out of there.
You should go. I'm saying, why go through all of that other shit though first? Why go through the assault? Why go through the disrespect? Why go through getting the police called on you or having to call the police on her? Like,
well, I got a prime explanation for that. Not to answer it in its totality, but there's some people that believe what they read in the book, the good book, that make them try to work on something that's not working for them. That's just one example of it.
Oh, we ain't talking about married people.
No. I'm just talking about people.
Okay.
Some people believe relationship advice. Hope you don't get it from a motherfucker not in a relationship. But if you do, if it makes sense to you, they'll keep trying. Through the hardships. I don't condone it because I'm not one of those type of people. If you're not about me, I'm not about you. Because if you about me, that means that you understand that I can take care of what you need and you love me for that. That's why I love you.
So you take all the bullshit and then go through the phone and find
some
shit.
If it's bullshit in it, then it's not me because that's not me. I don't want the bullshit. But if I was one of those people, I'd be like, all right, cool. A little argument here and there ain't about nothing. All right, some people think a little thicker. They skin a little thicker. It's like, cool. Once you break the code of respect, I'm not interested. It turns me off. You get the smallest shrimp. What is it? A 56 to a. You get the small shrimp. I'm not fucking with you because you say shit that I don't like. You talk in a way where I can't build. You're not supporting my dreams. You're not building into what I'm trying to do. So no, I don't want it. But there's some people out there that just find a way. They think that, oh boy, good guy. He ended up dealing with my homegirl. I'm talking about she was sisters. I knew all the secrets. You know what I mean? But he hung in there. And when shit went bad for her, that's when she started loving him back. I seen her just totally he bought her something for her birthday. All was over there, all her G's. And she was like, I don't want that. That ain't what I wanted. Oh man, bro. I was like, whoa.
And he stayed.
He ain't go no, he there now.
Yeah.
He there now.
Yeah, that's some wild shit.
It's crazy, but because there's so many avenues to love, people find a way to make it.
No, the pussy be more important than the respect. Cause that shit that happened with that shit he was talking about, like that like there's no way the motherfucker should have even still been there.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like
when I looked at it, I was like, man,
that's what it took for you to leave.
But she was doing what she was doing.
Out of all of that shit,
but she stayed with him because she
had nowhere the fuck else to be.
That too. That in my opinion, yeah, I agree with you on that. But because of the way he loved her, the only way she was going to end up loving him back, no matter how long it took and no matter what they went through.
Shit crazy, weird, bro.
Yeah, that shit weird. That shit from the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah,
they don't teach that shit in Egypt. They don't teach that shit in Africa.
Hey, go, man. You go ahead and get yours in, man. We gonna wrap this episode up.
Oh, mine's simple. It's ego. It's an ego thing.
But where's that ego when the motherfucker assaulting you and disrespecting you?
Listen to it. So ego is going to be based off of what people outside of your house perceive you as versus within your household. So you have a lot of people that may go through those processes and go through those things because like some people may look at that as love. Like Some people will tell you if you don't fight with them, or if you don't argue with them, or you're not showing them any type of emotion, that you don't love them.
Yeah.
Some people look at that, and that's what they do. They go back and forth and do all that crazy toxic
shit.
shit.
The motherfuckers end up in jail.
Right.
Some motherfuckers want to be hit. Like, I can't get that.
Yeah.
Why you want me to pop you?
Yeah. Because
reset your button.
That's the way that that you show them that you love them, because basically you're displaying emotion. You're getting to the point where you're so angry with whatever happened that you're flying off of the handle. And people think
they draw it out of you, right?
They draw
the emotion out of you.
Yeah, to see if you care.
Yeah, you got to get the fuck
that way.
I don't care.
You got to go ahead.
I don't care that much. I'm getting the fuck away from that motherfucker.
But the answer is ego, bro. Because the thing about it is as a man, when you see that, going back to the possession statement that we said earlier, when you see what you consider your woman is involved with somebody else, that pulls on your ego. So now that's something that there's no coming back from. Going back to the last episode that we had, when it comes to, with somebody else, like when a man's cheating versus when a woman's cheating. When a woman cheats on a man, it is deemed different. So when dude went through her phone and seen that was the last straw. All that other shit didn't matter. It's done.
Yeah. He couldn't deal with that at all.
No, that's correct. That's correct. The question is, why? Why did it just take that? Nigga, like, fuck.
No, because of ego. On God, like, look, people got higher limits than other people. I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm just saying, some people button higher.
Some people will tolerate more.
Tolerate more than the other.
Word.
Yeah, everybody's tolerance
in specific situations. Like, you might not want to drive 2 miles to Dunkin' Donuts, but you want Dunkin' Donuts so bad because you like Dunkin' Donuts. You want Dunkin' Donuts. But I'll ride to Dunkin' Donuts in fucking West Kearney because they make my shit right. Like,
and I'm not going to Dunkin' Donuts at all.
But bro, this my thing, though. But this is my thing.
I have a specific way of dealing with shit, and some people their nerves don't get hit so easily. Now, if you get stabbed and you still go back, hey, listen, man, you Iron Mike. You know what I mean? But
hey, bro, this is my thing, man. I don't be meaning to get on here and sound cocky or I'm the best nigga in the world and no shit like that, because that's not true. But it's just certain shit I'm just not going to take, man. Certain shit I'm just not going to deal with because of who I am. I know who
because
I am.
Because you know who you are.
I know what I bring to the table. Ain't nobody doing no shit like that to me, bro. Nobody. Like, because you got one
because you know who you are, gang. You know who you are.
Nigga, the first time I see that shit, I don't give a fuck how much I like you. I'm done.
I tell you, that's how you are. That's how you want.
Right.
Again, I'm gonna say this again.
Your kill switch is in your kill switch is right in your back pocket.
Oh yeah, my kill switch is built in.
It's built in there.
I don't need one. I don't need the aftermarket one.
Nigga, I do you one better, nigga. I am the kill switch.
Yeah, how about that one? I like that one.
Fool got a song called Kill Switch.
Kill Switch.
Word.
Shout out to Gary Beats, man.
Hey, look, man. This has been a good episode, man. Y'all niggas got some good insight, man. Anything y'all want to leave the people with before I get a benediction?
Shout out to the HBCUs, Alabama A&M stand up.
That's a good one.
Papp. Everybody, man. Shout out to all the supporters. Bet on Black is out. All major streaming. I just got a DM from somebody that posted mine on their magazine. That was kind of one of my freestyles in the magazine. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna share that this week. All right, and it's Genko, man. Already Smoke Talk.
Barry B.
GenkoProud.com. And got the new site, GenkoMediaLLC.com going up. And for all my music, videos, blogs, you can go to barrybondzmgmt. There's a whole lot of .com right now. Just .com.
Word.
Yeah.
It's worldwide.
Don't get married early.com.
No, there you go. There you go.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna end it by giving a shout out to my stepfather, Steve, Kareem, Mac, I love you, bro. Get better, man. You gonna be straight, man. You got your people behind you. All love.
Word.
And if all hearts and minds is clear, this episode has been powered and sponsored by Jenko. Peace.
Peace up. Wow.